Okay, thank you very much for your patience. I think the number is increasing now, and I think we're about to start. But first, I would like to say, please let us use the chat box. Let's know where you're joining us from. This is our first webinar after our launch, and it's tagged Empowering Women for a Sustainable Future Leadership, Innovation, and ESG. So please, can you use the chat box? Let's welcome you. You can just write your name and the location you're joining us from. We would like to know where you're joining us from. I know we can have some persons joining us from USA, Canada. Fantastic. Belinda is joining us from Lagos. Thank you so much. Yeah, so me, I'm joining from Rivers State. Yeah, so let's see who's going to win. Is it going to be Lagos? Is it going to be Port Harcourt? Is it going to be USA? Is it going to be Canada? Let's see who's on the call with me. Yeah, I'm seeing lots of names on the platform here. Fantastic. Someone is joining from River State. Chimegozi. Wow, thank you so much. Peace. Thank you for joining from River State. Yes, this is 2 plus 2 against 1. Let's see. Who else is joining from Lagos? Who else is joining from Rivers? Okay. Great. We are seeing River State. We are seeing Lagos State. I mean, we are lots of persons on this call. The number is increasing. Let's see. Where are you joining us from? I mean, it's good to have beautiful women on the call. Comfort is joining us from Onitsha. Wow. I mean, this is good. I like the thumbs up. I'm also giving you thumbs up. Thank you so much, Comfort. Blessing is joining us from Rivers. Wow, Rivers is really is taking the lead. Yes, great. Great. All right, that's good. Our number is also increasing. Okay, when we are 5 minutes and we will start as soon as possible. But I mean, we would still like to know where we are joining us from. I like the fact that this number is increasing, honestly. Thank you so much. But let's know where you're joining us from. As I said earlier, I'm joining from Rivers State, and it seems Rivers State is taking the league. Let's see. Lagos is there. Onitsha is also joining us. So we'd like to see people joining us out of the country. We have lots of women on our platform, and I trust that will be joining us soon. Wow, the number is increasing. I like this. Thank you so much for joining us. Today, as I said, is our first webinar after our launch, and I know most of us have been active on the platform, and I like the engagement on the platform. The institution has done a whole lot of activities recently. Ah, yes, I see another Port Harcourt. Ah, great. That's Favor Eddie. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Favor, for joining. Yes, so our event has been on. We've been doing lots of events already, and we appreciate the effort of everybody, our volunteers that have been joining us for our events. We say thank you so much. We don't take your space, we don't take your efforts for granted. We like to say thank you. Right about now, I'll be calling on the host to have our opening remark before we continue. Um, I mean, I love to introduce this woman of this shade is called it Timber and Caliber, right? Yes, fantastic. Yes, I'd like to introduce our hosts, but before I call her on, is an accomplished corporate executive, ESG strategist, and sustainability leader with over a decade of experience driving operational excellence and sustainable growth across multiple sectors. She's recognized for her ability to execute strategy led high impact teams and integrate sustainability into core business operations. Throughout her career, Blessing has led business operations, corporate governance, and commercial growth programs. As founder and executive director of the GreenHerFuture Sustainability Network, she drives initiatives focused on environmental sustainability, ESG advocacy, and community development. An alumna of Regenesis Buildings Business School, Blessing holds advanced credentials in ESG leadership and reporting. Her expertise is backed by several professional memberships, including she's a fellow of the Chartered Institute of Sales and Customer Service Management. She's a member of the Nigeria Institute for Training and Development. She's also a member of the Chartered Institute of Customer Relationship Management. And also, she's an associate member of the National Institute of Marketing of Nigeria. She's deeply committed to social impact. She runs the GreenHerFuture Scholar Program, the initiative that provides education, mentorship, and development opportunities for underserved children, advancing sustainable development through inclusive leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, if your hands are not busy, join me. It could be your emojis, it could be your online claps. Please join me in welcoming our hosts, Blessing Ophion, to the podium to have our opening remark. Thank you so much. You may have the mic now.
Good afternoon, everyone. A very warm welcome to everyone for joining us from different locations today. I'm so excited to have you here. My name is Blessing Basi Ophion. I am the founder and executive director of GreenHerFuture Sustainability Network. I'm excited to host this afternoon for our flagship webinar of the month. Our theme for today is incredible close to our hearts: empowering women for a sustainable future, leadership, innovation, and ESG. At GreenHerFuture, our mission has always been clear: to create a space where innovations and actions unite to promote environmental responsibility and empower women as active voices for change. Today, we are focusing on how environmental, social, and governance frameworks, what we call ESG, intersect with female leadership and innovation. We cannot talk about a sustainable future without putting women at the center of innovation and leadership. And to help us break this down today, we have two exceptional powerhouse guest speakers who are paving the way in their respective fields. Please join me in welcoming Ebele Sophia and Belinda Ogunrinu. We are deeply honored to have your expertise in the room today. Before I hand over the mic to our brilliant moderator to officially guide us in the section, there are a few steps that should also let us know. Please use the chat box actively, drop your comments, cheer our speakers on, and type your questions there as we go. We will have a dedicated Q&A sections later. Make sure you stay active till the end of the section because I'm sure you don't want to miss what we'll be having here. Trust us at the GreenHerFuture. All we do is always excellent. So I hope to have you to the end of this event because there's also going to be a lot that you need to achieve from this section. Get your notepads and pens ready. Let's learn, unlearn, and relearn. Thank you for being here and let us have an impactful section. Good afternoon once again.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, my beautiful and wonderful host. I love your speech. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for applauding her. Thank you so much. Yes, please, if you're joining us for the first time, we would like to know where you're joining us from. Please, if you're joining us from Kaduna, Onitsha, I know we have somebody joining. Oh, there's an Imo. Yes, somebody's joining us from Imo. Rivers, I tell you, Rivers is just taking the league. I mean, who's gonna beat this Rivers? Let's know. All right, I see you're joining us. Please let's know where you're joining us from. Fantastic speech. Thank you so much, my beautiful host. Right about now, I think my host already said some things about our guidelines. Please, if you're not speaking, we would like you to mute your device because we wouldn't want you to distract the knowledge flow of our speakers when they are speaking. If you would like to ask questions, you can either raise your hands or use the chat box. Please, we would like you to mute your devices. If you're not speaking, we will appreciate that. Thank you so much. Trust me, we won't waste your time on this call today because we know we are time conscious people and we know that we also, I mean, it's Saturday, yeah? And we are women, yeah? You know what I mean, right? Yes. So we will not waste time, we will not waste your time, but trust me, get your notepads ready, get your pens ready because you're going to learn from the experts today. We're going to be empowering women for sustainable future. And it's going to be about leadership. It's going to be about innovation. It's going to be about ESG. Trust me, you wouldn't want to be anywhere apart from here today. So right about now, I would like to quickly bring my speaker on the call. Yeah, our first speaker would be Madam Ebele. Just give me a second. Our first speaker today that'll be sharing her knowledge with us is Madam Ebele Sophia Imete Uka. She's a climate and sustainability leader with over a decade of experience shaping her impact solutions across climate actions, sustainable environmental management, nature-based solutions, energy transition, and inclusive development across Africa and the global South. She has contributed to advancing policy and investment frameworks that strengthen clean energy access, accelerate climate finance flows, and reinforce ecosystem conservation and biodiversity relevance. Our work spans strategic adversary, cross-sector convening, and the design of scalable approaches that align environmental sustainability with inclusive economic growth. Sophia is recognized for ability to engage senior policymakers, investors, and institutional actors to drive coordinated action on complex sustainability and development challenges. She brings deep expertise in climate governance, sustainable investment, carbon markets, and stakeholders' engagement with a focus on delivering practical system-level outcomes. She's committed to translating sustainability ambition into implementable pathways that deliver measurable environmental and social impacts scalably. Trust me, you will want to drop your pen and applaud this beautiful, wonderful expert, Ebele Sophia, to the stage to share her knowledge with us in just 30 minutes. And we will have opportunity to have our questions being answered at the end of the two questions. So please get your questions ready, get your notepad ready. And right about now, I would like to invite our first speaker, Ebele Sophia Imete, to the podium to quickly share her knowledge with us in the next 30 minutes. Thank you. Thank you. Keep upholding her before she comes to the stage and take over the mic. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. Is it okay I take off my video for a while?
Yes, if you do not mind, but we'd like to see your beautiful face. I mean, while the section is going on, but it's fine.
Okay, I'll just do that for a while. Thank you. First of
Thank
all,
you so
before I
much.
continue, I want to thank the organizers, the hosts, the moderator, everyone present here today for today's section. It's very timely, very critical, especially in this generation and time we see ourselves in the energy transition. But thank you very much. You've already rightly introduced me. My name is Abele Sophia Imite Uka, quite long, 4 names. But for the sake of today's meeting, you can just call me Sophia. Yes, and like rightly said, I'm in the energy transition space. I've been in this space for over 15 years. I ventured into the space quite not knowing I was in the energy space. After I completed my master's degree and came back to Nigeria, and then I returned to River State, actually Port Harcourt, and I noticed we had this black suit that time. If you notice, years ago, we usually have this black suit in Port Harcourt, and as a fresh graduate, of course, not working at that time, I felt okay. And I did a course in sustainable environmental management. What can I do to cause a change? I do not have a job at this time, but there can be a way I can provide solutions to the current environmental challenges I'm seeing at the time. And then also in the course of that, I discovered a lot of people still burn firewood. They still use firewood, charcoal for a lot of their cooking and energy requirements. And when I went into the neighborhood and I asked, what's the major challenge of them using LPG? And one of the major challenges I found that was accessibility. they say, oh, we wish that we can get people that can come to their homes, pick up cylinders and then refill and all that. And some, if they can get in smaller quantities like 1 kg, 2 kg. And then that was what birthed my entrepreneurship, my journey into entrepreneurship. Then I didn't even know it was about energy. I didn't even know it was about clean energy or LPG distribution and all that, all the flashy and flamboyant names we have now. I felt, okay, what can I do? And that was how I started an LPG distribution business then, distributing LPG to communities, businesses, homes, making it more accessible to them, and not just accessible, giving them at very affordable prices and affordable quantities. So we were able to sell from 1 kg, 2 kg. So there was no quantity restraints to them. So that way, we're able to, the best of our ability, provide energy affordability and energy access to communities as at that time. And that was how I ventured in. And in the course of also doing the business, I started networking. I said I wanted to know more about the business. And then I started joining associations. And it was in those associations like I started hearing about, oh, we're in the clean cooking sector, we're in the clean cooking space, we're in the clean energy space. As at then, I didn't have a terminology for it. I was just providing a service, without no flamboyant title, no flamboyant name, and all that. And that business has grown over the years to us even having gas plants in a number of locations. And so that aside, in the process of doing that, one thing I always do, I always spoke about the work I did online, as at 5 years ago. And at that time, it felt like, what would a first class graduate, a master's degree graduate for that matter, from an international university, come to Nigeria and is selling cooking gas as with that name? It felt weird. Sometimes it became discouraged, and people say, oh, well, just go and get a job. You can't do this for you can't do this for too long. But then I just kept at it, and I kept telling my stories. And in the process, I got discovered, and I was invited by the ECOWAS Commission for Renewable Energy and Energy Efficiency to come to Ghana to come speak about the work that I'm doing, to talk about. And that was when I began to understand that the sector I was in was the energy, clean energy, renewable energy sector. I didn't have an idea before now, and I got invited. And right there, I started getting recognition for the work I was doing, all expense paid by these organizations, for me to come talk about the work I'm doing in creating energy access, energy affordability in rural, peri-urban, and urban communities. And I have gotten a number of international invitations to several countries, the AFDB in South Africa, a number of countries, Brazil, um, just a number of countries, just to come speak on the work that I was doing that seemed insignificant at the moment. But one thing I did was to ensure that I spoke about the work I was doing. I was unrepentant. I used social media to my advantage. And then I knew how to communicate my value. You can be doing something very crude, but if you don't know how to communicate your value in a way that high level stakeholders can recognize the value that you bring, then it's of no meaning and it's of no use. So another thing that you have to learn to do is know how to communicate your value in the terminologies that the people in the room expect of you. And from that, I also ventured into other aspects of the energy space. And then I was called on to be part of a team that developed the policy for Nigeria, the Nigerian Clean Cooking Policy, all because of why I was an expert in that space, and they felt that my expertise was relevant for on the national level. And we developed that policy that currently has been approved by the Federal Executive Council and is currently being implemented in Nigeria. And so that journey started from a place where I didn't even know the next thing. I didn't have an idea of where this was taking me to, but I knew I didn't want to stay idle. I knew I wanted to create a change, even in my own little way. And then with time, I began to put structure. Everything started to like have form and have shape along the way. And so this is just like a little introduction. And over the years, of course, I have grown to work both on the international level, national, regional level, on various topics ranging from renewable energy, climate finance, governance, policy development, policy implementation, energy transition. All this was vetted from that simple, single idea of trying to distribute energy to communities. And so this is just an introduction that shows you the path in which I have taken that has brought me to this point. And currently, I'm able to not just utilize the knowledge I have gained just for Nigeria. It's now being spread into other African countries where we're helping them develop policies, develop frameworks, toolkits that can help the energy transition in several African countries and other countries in the global south. So this is just like a basic introduction of myself to know and see where I'm coming from. And of course, just to give a brief overview of what the topic is all about. That is women leading a green future, turning passion into impact and opportunity. And so I started with this story to tell you how I turned my passion into impact and then into opportunity. When we talk about green future is quite, the sector is quite vast now. We've seen the sector expand so much. So we often talk about renewable energy technologies, solar and the rest. And then we talk about electric vehicles, we talk about climate finance, clean cooking, and the rest. But in the center of all of this sustainability, we find out that people are very important. If you hear my story, I talk about 7 people, serving those in the communities. If you hear my story, I also talk about telling the story to people, other stakeholders. So people have the power to transform your vision, to transform, whatever idea you have in your mind. With the right people, you're able to transform that into impact. And so another thing that you should put in the heart of whatever you're going to do is people. People management, knowing how to handle relationships is very critical in the green future and green energy space. Now, the question of transition, when we talk about transition, what does transition mean? Transition basically means, taking people, I'm using the layman language, taking people from using crude sources of energy sources that release a lot of CO2, a lot of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, transitioning them to low carbon options and alternatives. Why do we talk about all of this? We all know the climate crisis that is going on. In fact, currently in France, and those that went for the London Climate Week a few days ago, they're all complaining about the heat. The heat wave is so much. All of these are climate crises that we're currently experiencing in the world. And one thing that we have found is that the energy transition has a role to play in helping to curb the climate crisis. So in all of those challenges, there's an opportunity. That was when I said, when I came in and I saw the challenge of suits and all that, that's a climate crisis. That lies an opportunity. So, and there are vast ways you can key into the opportunity. Like I mentioned, now there's even sustainable agriculture, there's green entrepreneurship, we have circular economy, renewable energy, climate finance, environmental sustainability, nature conservation, sustainable cities, infrastructure. So it's a whole range that women can locate themselves in. One thing about also the energy systems, energy is that most times women are the ones that are mostly impacted by this energy transition. If you ask who cooks more, who uses firewood more, who uses charcoal more, it is women. And so when we transition, we're invariably affecting the lives of women. And that's been inclusive, trying to ensure that those at the bottom of the pyramid, those marginalized communities, those that require this infrastructure and solutions are the people that your impact targets. And that is why women leadership is also very important in green transition. I mean, if women are those that are, mostly impacted by the results of adverse results of climate crisis, clean cooking, they are the ones that are mostly impacted by this because they cook more. And when they cook more, it means that they're exposed to these harmful gases more than the men. And if they're the ones that this will impact more, so I do not see any reason why they should not be in decision-making tables, why they should not be in leadership roles. I mean, they know where it pains the most. They know the part of it, they know how it feels, to go to the bush to get firewood to cook. You go long distances, you cut down firewood, you come back home, you are blowing you're blowing into the wood to get fire. They know how long it takes. They know the harmful effect of this. A lot of women get raped even in the bush because they try to go get firewood. A lot of women drop out of school because they cannot, they do not have time to go after other development activities or income generating activities. Energy transition is very key to women, and if it's very key to women, then then women should be at the center of decision making. Women should be at the center of leadership matters when it comes to green transition. And because of course we have the experience, women, we have lived the experience. Almost every woman that you must have gone to your village, you must have seen your grandmother use firewood. You see how tears are in her eyes when she's trying to bring the fire to blow out the fire and all that. You've seen how long it takes to cook. You see them get burnt because of the fire. You see them have eye issues because of the fire. So you know the aspects of the sector that needs to be targeted. You know that, oh, air quality needs to be targeted. You know health needs to be targeted. You know the various income generating activities, time to career development activities for women. So these are the sectors that women have lived this experience. They have a community knowledge of it, and because they have a first-hand knowledge of it, they're able to provide solutions that will actually meet challenges. And so it is very important that women, we find ourselves at the decision making level, at the decision tables, and this brings to play that women, we have to be educated, well educated, go for knowledge. Now there's abundance of knowledge. You go on YouTube, you get knowledge. You go on LinkedIn, so much knowledge. You can decide that, oh, I just want to go and get a free course. There are a lot of free websites, free schools. Now you can go and get a free course, just to build your knowledge, so that when you have that opportunity, because your opportunity will surely come one day, when you have the opportunity and you're given the time to speak, what comes out of you at that time? And that will determine if you'll be accepted into the room or if you'll just be left alone. So you have to grow your knowledge. If you don't wait till, oh, okay, I'm going to wait till maybe when I know I'm getting close to leadership roles, that's when I start preparing. No, you prepare ahead of time. I tell myself, if you want to be in leadership role 5 years or 10 years from now, today is the right time to start preparing. You begin to position yourself as a leader in the sector. And these are things that the men have learned to do. The men have learned to be strategic and position themselves for leadership role. And the same thing I want to encourage every lady here or anyone listening wherever, you know, learn to be strategic, learn to position yourself for leadership opportunities, and learn to also prove to others, prove to the world, prove to anywhere you find yourself that you are a leader in that space. One, by being knowledgeable about the work that it entails, being very knowledgeable, conduct research, join associations, join what will I say? Groups, associations, where you can get to interact with other people in the ecosystem, and that's where you get to build value. You get to connect. You also have the time to like network with other people, whereby when there's an opportunity, people already know, oh, this person is already like well known in this sector, and you're the first to be called on that. So that's another way women have to be very strategic in the sector. Now, another way that women can get into the energy sector and green future is by entrepreneurship, innovation, entrepreneurship. You can look in your community and say, oh, I know that the energy sector is quite capital intensive. It requires a lot of money to go into. It is, in fact, it's one of the most sorry, yeah, thank you. It's one of the most capital intensive sectors that anyone wants to go to. In fact, and that is why it's a lot more difficult to beat energy transition, because it is quite capital intensive. And so I know a lot of entrepreneurs, I know a lot of people saying, oh, I want to go into the sector, But right now, I don't even have the money, I don't have the funds, I don't have anything to want to start with. First of all, identify a challenge in your community. You don't need to go far. You don't need to you don't need to go far. Wherever you are, start from there. You can start small, but you think big and think global. You can say, oh, there's this challenge in my community. I think women are still using maybe firewood and all that. You can decide, okay, how do I get subsidized cylinders to them, whereby these women, I get the cylinders to them and they can be paying me instrumentally every month, such that after the period of the months that is supposed to pay me, you have gathered enough profit from that venture. So it means that you are providing energy cook stoves to them at a good price. But then when you look at it in the long term, you have gotten enough profit from that activity. So there are a lot of energy, entrepreneurship avenues that you can use to get into the green future sector or green energy sector. Now we see a lot of Oh, okay. Now we see a lot of ladies, also in the renewable energy sector. We see ladies learning how to install solar, ladies learning how to even import. Another thing, yes, you can do is import. You can decide, oh, I want to be an importer of renewable energy solutions, because currently we might not have the capacity as a nation to be able to produce what we require as a nation. You can say, oh, I want to import. How do I get a good supplier from either China, India, or any good country that can supply, solar renewable energy solutions into the country? That's another sector. You can say, I want to go into distribution. So there are various sectors. You say, I want to go into waste management. How climate smart solutions, sustainable agriculture, providing. I've heard of a business where some young people came together and they were able to purchase these solar irrigation pumps. And so what they do is that farmers go to these young guys and say, oh, we want to irrigate our farm. We have this square meter of farm we want to irrigate. Can you please come and irrigate for us? And so these guys go there with their solar irrigation pumps and everything. They irrigate for the farmers and the farmers pay them and they go home with their profits. So there are various avenues, to going into the clean energy space. And I know one challenge, like I mentioned, that a lot of women have is finance. They say, oh, we don't have the finance. Two, they don't have the right networks, because they are hidden. Nobody knows about them. They don't speak about the work they do, probably because, oh, they feel like, who wants to hear about them? And I tell people most times, it's not about the number of followers you have on social media. It's not about the number of likes and comments you get. Most times, life works in really funny ways, because you might think, oh, today I post on social media and I get only one like. You're not just posting for today, you're posting as a reference of the work you're doing to show proof in years to come. Like they say, social media is not your CV. When a donor, when a partner, when someone wants to know about you and they go through your profile, what do they see? How do you prove to them that you have been in the sector, you've been knowledgeable? I was in a webinar a few weeks ago and I told them, after the webinar, or before the webinar, have you posted about this webinar you want to attend? Or after it, you can go online and say, oh, this is one thing I got from this webinar. It's not even about the likes and the comments you get today, but you are creating a reference point, such that even in the future, someone can say, oh, we're looking for an expert, a female expert in the energy sector. And they go through your profile and they're able to see one, two, three things. And that's it. So start from where you are, start posting. The social media is free. All people out there take advantage of it for whatever reason, but decide that you're going to take advantage of it to propagate your own career or business or whatever goal or initiative you have in mind. And then I know another thing is technical support. The renewable energy sector is quite technical savvy. The cook stoves, the solar, most of the solutions require a lot of technical expertise. And so when we say, oh, I don't have the technical expertise, like I mentioned, there are a lot of solar schools, solar entrepreneurship centers that you can go and enroll for. And a lot of them even offer scholarship. Till today, I still go for courses. I still look for courses that I want to enroll in and go to learn more. Why? Because learning never goes out of vogue. It also provides you different avenues where you can play in, where you can plug yourself in. you know I've been privileged to work across a number of sectors in the energy space. I've worked in policy, I've worked in energy transition, I've worked in market development, I've worked in a technical aspect of it. All of these came as a result of acquiring knowledge, going for training, going for skills, such that if, for instance, maybe there's an opportunity that does not require a policy consultant, but it requires a finance expert in the energy sector, because of the skills, because of the knowledge, because of the certifications I have acquired and expertise that I have acquired, I can position myself as a finance expert. And so you don't limit yourself in the energy space. Same way, I can also position myself as an entrepreneur in the energy space because I have run businesses in the energy sector. And so do not limit yourself to just one aspect of the space. Don't say, it's only policy I know, and therefore I'm going to only study on policy and there's no other thing I'm going to study on. No, there's program management, there's solutions, there's finance, there's fundraising, a lot of things in the energy sector. But look at something that is of interest to you, something that it's very easy for you to function in, that you see that you have a strength in it, and begin to build on it. Another challenge I know that women might have is the market system. We do not currently have, yes, I know that the Nigerian market system is currently developing, and we're developing very fast. But then we still have market challenges in certain regions, certain communities, and certain areas. So another challenge that some women might face is the market development area, and then policy support. But currently, I know that Nigeria has been developing a lot of policies and a lot of frameworks that would help women, engage more in the green energy sector, in the green future space. And so the policy frameworks are there. So what we need to do is key into the policies. And for any business, anything you want to do, always see that the policy of the nation aligns with whatever you're doing. Because if the policy does not align and you're building and building, and then one day the government says, oh, anybody that does not have this should be clamped down. And so everything the person has done through the years goes down into drain. So one thing I tell people, before you go into any business, go and read the policy about it. Go and look for documents. I mean, there's so much information online. Go and see what the government is saying about this sector. Why have we seen a lot of opportunities arise in the clean energy sector, green energy sector? Is because of policy. A lot of investors, a lot of organizations, a lot of donor aids and all that, finance institutions, they have seen that the policy that the government has placed is going to promote this sector, and therefore they key in. And so, even as a growing business owner or a growing expert in the field, look at where the government is looking into. If you see that the government is promoting something, that should be where you channel your attention to. Because why? The government has a big role to play in the success or in the failure of any activity you find yourself in. And so, government policies, and frameworks are very important in the green energy sector. Now, I know people say, how do I do this? I have a passion. How do I turn my passion to purpose? How do I find my place in the green energy movement? Because it's a movement now. We have lots of women coming into the sector. But then, one of the areas I knew that a lot of ladies um, had, a plus in years ago was because there was we had very limited number of women in the sector. And so any woman you find in the sector was of so much value, because they felt, okay, this is a woman we can hold on to, for her to tell her story, for her to give us her experience and all that. But now the sector is quite open. So we have a lot of women trickling in through various avenues, various sectors. Some are going through, you could be a gender expert. And you say, oh, I want to be a gender expert for energy sector. That is one way you can go into that. You can say, oh, I'm very good in policy development. I'm a political analyst or very vast in the political aspect of policy development. That's another way you can go into the energy sector. You can say, technology wise, I'm very good technology wise, I can build things from scratch. It's a good way. These are avenues. You're a good finance expert. You're good with full systems, education, capacity building. A lot of capacity building initiatives are going on in the energy sector. So you can say, oh, I'm really good in teaching. I'm good in transferring skills. Then look for capacity building initiatives and key yourself into. Some people can say, oh, I'm very good with community development. I know how to talk with stakeholders. I know how to talk with chiefs. I know how to talk with people in a community such that they can accept and help a clean energy project, function and be successful. You can key into different aspects, in the energy sector. And like I mentioned before, you have to build your knowledge. You have to build your expertise. The passion can create a motivation, but knowledge is the thing that will create the impact. So any woman that has to lead in sustainability, you must keep developing yourself. You must keep, abreast in various uh, um, topics in the sector, emerging areas in the sector. Like today now, we're talking about climate policy, governance, climate finance. Climate finance most likely was not this talked about years ago. Now we're talking about ESG, we're talking about sustainability, sustainable business, innovation. So these are areas that as a woman, you must have an idea of all of these sectors because it is a sector. So you will not say, oh, I'll be good in one and leave the other. Have a you know, broad spectrum knowledge of everything that is going on in the sector. And then you move from learning to action. After you have acquired this knowledge, what next do you do? Action. Knowledge must translate into action. Some people might have the knowledge, might have the skills, but they're not ready to take action. If you hear me when I spoke, I mentioned taking action, going to these women in these communities, rural communities. So most times it means you leaving your comfort zone. It means you going on the street under the sun, walking from shop to shop, trying to get to understand, the pain points of people in your community. So it means most time leaving your comfort zone. And that is where you get the greatest impact. When you move from what you have known, what you have learned into action. Like I mentioned, I had finished my school and then I went into action. If I probably sat at home and was waiting for a white collar job or waiting for the perfect moment to utilize, I would say to utilize my prestigious certificate in quotes, that would be a waste. The right moment would have never come. But going into the streets, taking action, by carrying out an initiative, and that was where, it started from. And same way, you might say, oh, I've been trying to get a job. I've been trying to get a job. Start from where you are. I spoke to a young lady one time. She came to me like, oh, I have this initiative in environmental management that I want to put to play. She's currently still in the university. And she said she likes to clean up environments. That's her passion. She always wants to gather people and they just go to one university and they clean up the environment. I told her continue. But in continuing, please put a structure to it and ensure that you have evidence of the work you're doing such that tomorrow, perhaps, an international organization will say, oh, we're looking for an organization based in Nigeria that is into environmental sanitation initiatives related to that. You become someone that is recommendable for such opportunities. And like I mentioned, I told her, have a structure, go and get registered, either NGO registration, create the necessary structure that you need to create and put your evidence online. Have a name, put your profile online, let people just have a catalog of what you've been doing all through the years, how you've been going about cleaning, because one day those evidences will be required of you. So you can create impact number of initiatives. We have environmental management, waste disposal, circular economy, a lot. I see tailors now doing this thing about circular economy, whereby wasted materials, maybe materials when they cut and the remaining materials, they put all of these materials together and create something beautiful. That's circular economy, and that's also a way of preserving our environment. So in a way, a tailor can still be an environmentalist. They can still say, oh, I'm an environmentalist. I'm helping to create sustainable activities in the environment. So you can see how someone can actually diversify into the energy space. And so you can just think wide and say, oh, what can I do to diversify? You could be a lecturer today or whatever it is. Think of ways you can diversify into the energy space, into the environmental sustainability space, into ESG, if you have a passion for it. And then finally, you know, uh, like I mentioned earlier, aside the work we're doing in protecting the environment, we are also creating economic opportunities. Years ago when I started my business, because I saw that I needed more hands to help out, I started to employ people, and that's creating what economic activities. It brings to play the power of when women, put their hearts into any work and they find themselves in anything, they become employers of labor. They begin to create economic opportunities. And now, beyond that, I have gone beyond trying to give people jobs to now trying to bring in climate finance into the country and into other several African countries. So you see, the work that we do goes beyond protecting the environment, goes beyond just trying to conserve our environment. It goes into creating economic opportunities, because when we able to attract climate finance into our country, it creates more jobs, it creates more opportunities. And that is one thing that the clean energy sector does, creating economic opportunities that women can tap into. And so it's really a whole sector we can tap into as women. We can tap into as entrepreneurs. You can develop solutions, you can distribute solutions. You can say, oh, I want to be a professional. You want to work as a professional. You want to do project development. You want to manage projects for organizations. That's another way you can go into. You can say, oh, I want to be an advocate. I don't want to go about talking about what our communities are facing. And before you know, you get calls from media organizations. They want to hear you talk about the story on energy transition, environmental sustainability in communities. So it's a whole system where women can key in. And one thing I want to encourage every woman here today is to be what leader. Just look into yourself. Everyone can be a leader. That's what I tell myself. The sector is big enough. The sky is big enough. The women we have in the space are currently not enough to handle the challenges in the sector. So more women are needed on board, to provide and support the energy transition, not just in Nigeria, Africa, and then globally. So every woman here listening to me, you're a leader. You're automatically a green energy leader. You're a green future leader. So, like I also mentioned, ensure you understand the sector, develop deep expertise such that when you're called to speak, I'm repeating myself again because I know this is actually very important. If you do not have the knowledge of the sector, you cannot play in the sector. You cannot play in the sector. So grow your knowledge, have deep expertise, climate change, sustainability, innovation, policy, finance. Just look through. There are a lot of places you can get all of these courses and you learn. And then remember, your voice matters. Speak up, participate in meetings, participate in dialogues, participate in policy and discussions, community conversations, professional networks. They're going for decision making spaces. Yeah, sometimes you might even say, but nobody invited me to come. Invite yourself and go there. Why? Because you want your voice to be heard. And the thing is that the moment you start speaking, you discover that the fear of speaking begins to drop. You begin to build so much more confidence. And so that's one thing. Me, right from time, I have never been really an outspoken person. I've always been like this, not so outspoken. But I knew I needed to deal with that issue because I wanted to be a leader in the sector, and leaders must talk. You must have a voice. And I started asking for free slot. I was requesting at that time. So, oh, can I come and speak in your event? Why? I wanted to build my capacity. Anyway, they say anybody should come and speak. I always wanted to volunteer because I needed the time, I needed the space, I needed the opportunity to build my capacity to speak in public, to have a voice. And so the same way, even in meetings, learn to talk, learn to have a voice, learn to have a say, learn to have an opinion. Because why? Leaders must speak and then engage strategically. We have lots of forums ongoing nationally, locally, internationally. Learn to attend and learn to engage strategically. Build relationships. Relationships opens the door. Relationships help you, build relationship with the government, with private sector, with investors, communities, development organizations. Because why? When you build this relationship, you're able to collaborate with them. And when you collaborate, you're able to what? Build sustainable impact. And that's another thing. Engage strategically. Who do you know in the industry? Who knows you in the industry, and then learn to empower others. Leadership is not just about your personal success. Which other women have you been able to empower? Have you seen opportunities that are relevant to another person that might not be relevant to you? Are you able to recommend somebody? That's another thing. As a woman, they say women supporting women, and yes, we have to also empower other women. Once you're able to stand as a woman, ensure you're able to empower other women into leadership, be able to mentor other women, able to share your knowledge, be able to create platforms. Like, that's why this platform is very important, because it's an opportunity to empower other women. When you hear stories, when you hear success tips, you're able to implement them, and that's where you're able to also build yourself. And then also be intentional about seeking opportunities. So today to tomorrow, I will always ask people, what do you think I should know? Is there any opportunity you think I should be aware of? Where do you think I can? Where do you think I can seek for more? Why? Because you should never be satisfied at the level that you are. You should always seek for more. Be intentional. You want to seek for more training opportunities. Like, I'm always still searching. Is there another training opportunity I can go for? What else can I learn in the sector? So you have to seek. Be intentional. Intentional means you intentionally seek it out. You don't wait for it to just come to you by mistake or by error. You seek it out. Like I mentioned earlier, sometimes I had to seek out some speaking opportunities because I was intentional about those opportunities. I had to seek out some organizations to work with because why? I was intentional about it, intentional about networks, fellowships, meetings, training opportunities, partnership. They say opportunities come to those who are prepared. So you have to be prepared. I tell people, women, we are not waiting for the future to happen for us again. We are building the future. Same thing I did years ago. I'm encouraging any woman hearing my voice today. You can start building for the future you want. So every woman in this room, you have the ability to contribute to a greener, more inclusive future, whether it's through policy,
Absolutely.
entrepreneurship. Yeah,
Mm.
excuse me.
Yeah, I want to say that you have like 2, 3 minutes for
Oh,
your
thank you.
session. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. So
Yeah.
I'm already in my closing remarks anyway. So every woman, you have the ability to contribute to a greener, more inclusive future. It's not just about managing resources, changing resources, or trying to manage our energy resources, but it's also how we think about leadership. Position yourself as a leader in the sector. So I'll just stop here for now. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sophia. Thank you very, very much. Please let's give our first speaker a round of applause. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge with us. I mean, trust me, my book is full. I don't know about you. Yeah, I have lots of things already in my book. I had positioning yourself strategically. Women, we have to position ourselves, right? I hear you need to join associations. I mean, for example, you're one of us in GreenHerFuture Network. So this is also an association for you to meet different women, to meet different people as regards sustainable leadership. She talked about importation. You need as like position yourself. You can join importation group, yeah, where you import groups for growth. Yeah, I mean, I heard a whole lot of things. And trust me, as L&D that I am, I heard that learning is not a waste of time. Yes. Do not say that, oh, which one is they say they should go for training again. Learning is not a waste of time. You need to learn every time. So thank you very much, Sophia, for sharing with us. I also heard the fact that, I mean, there are some challenges we can face as a woman. Yeah, but trust me, challenges are also a way for you to grow. Trust me, it's in everything you do, but if you are intentional about it, you will definitely be a successful woman. I also heard that I think I already put it on the chat box, that relationship open doors. What kind of relationship are you having? And I said, build a sustainable relationship with people, with women. And trust me, you would never regret that. So thank you again, Sophia, for sharing with us. I know a lot of us, we already have questions already to share, but please, Sophia, just be on the call with us. We'll be taking all the questions together so that we don't waste other people's time. Yeah, before I call on the second speaker, I would like to acknowledge our people joining us on YouTube. I would like to say thank you so much. We don't take your time for granted. You know, we know our program is streaming live on YouTube. So we say thank you so much, everyone, for joining on through our YouTube channel. And please, if you don't have, if you have not shared our YouTube link with your friends, please do so, because we want to build sustainable relationship with every woman that we know. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining. I know that some persons also join us while we are having the first speaker session. We would like to say thank you for joining us. I see Royalty joining from Rivers. I saw some person joining from Ibadan. Wow, that's great. Thank you so much. Please bring more women to us. I mean, here we learn, here we unlearn, here we relearn, and we grow all together. In GreenHerFuture Network, we are wonderful people. Yes, so yeah, I'm just trying to acknowledge people joining. I see Medlin joining us from Rivers too. Thank you so much, Medlin, for joining. I see someone joining us from Onitsha. I would like to say thank you very much. There are lots of persons joining us from Calabar through our YouTube channel. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you so, so much. I see Chineye, I see Sylvia, I see Glory, I see a whole lot of persons joining us from our YouTube session or our YouTube channel. We'd like to say thank you. Please, if you have your questions ready, just use your chat box, use our chat box to jot down the questions, or you can just raise your hand at the end of the whole session. Yeah. I know that our second speaker joined us so early. We apologize. I know that you're still on the call. We love you, Belinda. And before I introduce Belinda here, I would like to share our profile with us so that we will know the experts that we have on this call. Yeah. Wow, I see USA. Wow. Woo. Okay. So quickly, permit me to introduce our second speaker to you. Belinda Ogunrinu is a dynamic professional with over 10 years of experience spanning insurance, business development, customer service, health safety and environment, and ESG data analysis. She is the CEO of Arizonite Solution, which helps businesses access affordable and efficient health and general insurance solutions. And she's the founder of Arizonite Life Care Foundation, an initiative dedicated to medical outreach, skill training, and support for vulnerable groups. Belinda partners with LIB Insurance Brokers and LSSBI Advisory, contributing her expertise to projects that promote sustainable business practices and accessible insurance solutions. She's a member of the Chartered Insurance Institute of Nigeria, a certified sales consultant, and a fellow of the Chartered Institute of Sales and Customer Service Management. Belinda brings a rare combination of technical credibility and human-centered leadership to every engagement. She's also a certified public speaker and corporate facilitator, credentiated by TIBA, that's the Ionic Brand Africa, in partnership with ACTD USA, bringing world-class facilitation standards to her training and speaking work. She is passionate about empowering others through training, mentorship, and community service. Belinda is also an author of Petals and Prayers, My Journey Through Life, Love and God, a debut book filled with lessons of hope and perseverance. Ladies and gentlemen, If your hands are not busy, please join me in welcoming our second speaker, Belinda Ogunrimu. I would first like to ask Belinda if she's Yoruba or if she's from which state or which country, because the name,
Oh,
I really like the name. Yes, so much. Thank you so much, Belinda, for joining us. And
thank
please, you
you.
have 10 minutes for your session so that we can do other things. We don't want to waste our people's time on the call. Thank you very much, Belinda. You have the mic
Okay,
now.
thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so, so much. It's good to be here this afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you. I appreciate the privilege to be here. Please, can you confirm you can hear me very well?
Absolutely, absolutely. You're
Okay,
audible.
all right.
Yes,
All right. You
okay.
said I have 30 minutes, right?
Yes, yes,
All right,
yes,
all right.
yes.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Yes,
Okay.
too.
From Miss Sophia. That was a beautiful presentation. Thank you so much. It's more like you've seen, my notes and the like, but you've done justice to, what we are saying here this afternoon. So permit me to quickly share my slide. So I will be talking basically on other aspects of ESG. Okay, 1 minute, please. All right. Can you all see my slide, please?
Yes, it's coming up. Yes, we can see it now.
Yes, we can.
Yes, yes, we
All
can.
right. Okay. So what do we understand by sustainability? Let me start from there. I don't know. Can we use the chat box? Sustainability. What do you understand by the word sustainability? Let's start from there. Can we all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Please, okay, I think we have, okay, let's see. Okay, the chat box is still booming. No message yet.
Okay. Yes, I think somebody said yes, they can. Okay. Our moderator, is anybody saying anything on sustainability? I'll just like to
No, no,
see.
no,
Nobody's
no one
saying
is saying
anything.
anything on the chat box. Please, if you want to,
Okay.
I
All
mean, say
right.
something about sustainability, you can just raise your
Probably
hand or
because
use
of
the
our
chat box.
time, so let me just dive into it. So, in a simple terms, sustainability means meeting today's needs, without messing things up tomorrow. Let me take that again. Meeting today's needs without messing things up for tomorrow. So that's just basically what sustainability is. And what are the metrics, in measuring sustainability? So what we have is what we now call ESG, the environmental, the social, and the governance. So that's what we have when we are saying, oh, ESG, ESG, ESG. That's what we meant by the word ESG. So basically, sustainability is what ensuring that whatever you are doing today will not affect tomorrow. So let me give you an instance. Let's say your battery phone is on 100%. Your battery phone is on. Can you still see my slide?
Yes, we can.
Okay, I can see. Let me just please 1 minute. All right, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
All right, thank you. I
Yes, I
apologize
can.
for that. Yeah. So what I'm saying in essence is sustainability is basically the example I'm trying to give is your phone. Your phone is on 100%. Sustainability is saying, oh, you don't have to waste all your data today. Like by the time you start pressing, you're just on your bed, you're just pressing, nothing is coming up. Sustainability is saying your phone at that moment is like the planet. By the time you are using it anyhow, by 2 p.m., you are out of battery. So what happened next? Nothing. Let me set another example. You got a salary today, and sustainability is telling you, oh, I'm here, this is my salary for the whole month. And by week one, you are done spending your salary. So what happened to the remaining 3 weeks? That you still need to get to work, still need to do some other things. So sustainability is basically saying, ensuring that what you are doing today will not affect what you need to do tomorrow. I hope that is well taken. Please, can you give me thumbs up if you get that?
Yes, please.
Okay, so that's what sustainability is basically saying. Thank you, everyone. So my slide, they've been introduced, so I don't need to go there again. So what are the frameworks, that could protect and amplify this work so far that people are doing? The first speaker mentioned a lot of things on on green clean energy, on getting using of gas instead of firewood and the like. He said a lot. He said a lot. But what are the frameworks we need to use, to amplify this work? Majority of us we are doing these services already. Probably wherever we find ourselves, we are doing this work. But how can we amplify it? How can we get in touch with it? In my earlier career in insurance, I've met with different women, that they are doing a lot in their space, but they don't know how to document this. They don't know how to, put everything in perspective for them to get strong. They don't know how to put it in perspective. So Ms. Sophia said a lot on what we need to do. She talked about importation as well. Many of us, we can volunteer, to be in a group and do well for ourselves. Volunteering, what are you doing at the moment? How are you going to make it sustainable? And it comes to, in process of reporting. She mentioned somebody that was cleaning the environment. Imagine she has been doing that for like 5 years. Imagine she has been doing that for 5 years. And all the process, she didn't have anything to back it up. Has been nothing to back it up. Nothing. She has nothing. She has no proof except that, oh, okay, and my friend knows I'm doing this. People around me knows I'm doing this. No. Like Ms. Sophia said, we should have reports. Many of us, we are doing a lot in our space. We are doing a lot in our space. So sustainability is not something we need to ask for our business. It's already something in the foundation. Like when we did our first medical outreach, I tell you, the plan was just to give, free reading glasses to 150 people. No, to 50 people rather, and food stuff to 150 people. We're able to achieve, to give about 55 glasses to people, and over 270 food stuff was shared that day. Everything has to be documented. Everything has to be on your website. And that comes to how are you documenting your reports. So sustainability is more like the foundation of what we are doing. It's the foundation of what we are doing. And over the decades, so many people have built businesses, they have built community, but they don't know how to access this form. So what is ESG? Environmental, social, and governance. I know it might sound, oh, what's environmental? What are they saying? Seriously, it might look like jargon, but it is not. Like I mentioned earlier, sustainability, the metrics to measure sustainability is what is ESG. The environmental is talking about how does your work relate to the planet? How does your work relate to flooding, to fire, to the environmental damage? Ms. Sophia mentioned in a discussion earlier, she just said it in our environment that no, why are they still using firewood? Because they don't have access to gas. And she took that up. Environment, there are claims, losses that so many families have, they've endangered themselves, even organizations, leaving footprints on that. So ESG asks you to be intentional. She's able to do, to be in that space. She mentioned her traveling to Ghana, to South Africa, to Brazil to talk about it. That's because she has reports. What is the social talking about? The social is talking about how your work treats people. How does your work treat people? The truth is, no one is an island. I hope you agree with me. No one is an island. You can't do it all by yourself. You need people around. But the people around you, how are you treating them? How are you communicating to them? At Arizona Life Care Foundation, our own mission is basically on social. We give medical outreach to people that need it. We have soft skills. I train in data analysis. No, we are intentional when it comes to the social aspect of ESG. So what about the governance? Who is in charge? How are decisions made? How are decisions made? So many of us, we try to so many of us, we have business that we intend to do. We've been doing it for years. But I tell you, we don't have a business day. We don't have a business day. Let's talk about having a liability, enterprise. So who is in charge? Who are you meeting with? What institution are you collaborating with? So these are the things we need to know. It has gone beyond, oh, I have passion for this, I want to do this. It has gone beyond, I have passion for this, I have to do this. Oh, this is the one I do this freely. She mentioned a tailor that, the pieces from customers' materials, they can put them together, different shape, different patterns, to form something. How are we doing that? So my takeaway on this ESG is not a trend for global north. It is a survival framework for all of us, especially those of us in Nigeria, where the circumstances are poor, where poor environments, things seem not to be working. But I tell you, even despite that people are complaining that Nigeria is not working, some people are doing well in that field. Some people are doing well in this country. People are building structures. So what are the global pictures? If they are telling us that in the global assets, they are now like over $40 trillion. Over $40 trillion. If you take your calculator to calculate, I'm telling you, you might even get error. Over $40 trillion. In assets for us to have access to. If we can do what, we can report our ESG framework accurately. We have different founders. We have international financial reporting standard. We have a standard 1 and 2. How are you reporting it? We have climate change related reporting. How are you reporting them? So these are the things we need to know. There's no way we can bypass it when it comes to reporting. You might be doing a lot in your field, but if nobody is saying it, if nobody is aware of it, it's more like you are in a side and nothing is happening. So climate change is here, flood all over. I saw a video yesterday. I don't know, maybe it's Makoko or one of or Ajaygun. I can't be too certain. But flood everywhere. Children were there, swimming. They're just like it has happened. There is nothing to be done. So these are areas we can come in, and help and save and help with the situations. The social inequality is visible, gender gap everywhere. Like Ms. Sophia mentioned, women are doing well in the leadership space. And we don't have to say to ourselves, oh, I don't have the skills. Majority of us in that space, we actually don't have the skills, but it's something that we just have to do, something we learn how to do. I've been in the insurance space for over 6-7 years. Now I'm just having my first medical outreach last year. So I was also like that. I don't want to go into this. But the thing is, we can't be sure of the next thing we need to do. Then we need to know how to report it accurately. Like she said, governments can come tomorrow and policy will change. So how are you protecting what you have at the moment? How are you protecting it? So ESG is not a foreign concept that's been imported into Africa, into Nigeria. It is a framework that has been given around wisdom. And it's our job to do what? To claim it, to speak it frequently, and to use it strategically. And how can we use it strategically? By reporting what we are doing. She mentioned, social media. Some of us, we are not even active on social media. The only thing we do on social media is to just look at what is happening. We like, we comment. Some of us don't even comment. We just like and scroll. No, things have gone beyond that. No, research has said a lot that over 25%, they're more likely to achieve above profitability when it comes to gender diversity. So women are taking leadership. Women are there, and I appreciate what Ms. Blessing is doing. Women need to take leadership. Oh, the men are the head of the house. We agree, but a lot that we do in the house, we are not competing with them. But we are more like the head that is controlling the head, the neck rather, that is controlling the neck, the head. We know how to multitask. We know how to do a lot. So we can also do that when we find ourselves in the workspace. The world is asking the kind of leadership women have to offer. So ESG is the framework. ESG is the framework. Irrespective of what we are doing, irrespective of the field you find yourself, how are you reporting? How are you taking note of what we are doing? Because an opportunity can come at any time, and when the opportunity is showing face, what are we doing at that moment? How are we taking charge? How are we learning and unlearning and being in that space? When we are speaking, your heart is raised because you have something tangible to say. We are not just hearing, but we have something upstairs to share to the world. So this afternoon, I have 5 practical ways that we can start with. The first one says, live with your story. While the coordinator was introducing me, she mentioned that I have a book on petals and prayers by Journey Through Life, Love, and God. If you get to see my ebook, some people might ask, so what happened? Are you there? No, I am not there, but I have started. I have shared my story, how it all started. Anchor your story in evidence. What problem are you trying to solve? How many people are you trying to solve the problem with? What are the measurable results? Start documenting today. Start documenting today. You have webinars, do a screenshot, give a Google form, let people register normally. Have structure. Then the second one is talking about build governance structure before you need them. Because policy, people are then making policy on our behalf, and we have to adhere to it. So policy will be there. How are you structured? To align, to be in tune with the policy that the government is bringing. Speak the language that your founder needs. Speak the language that your founder understands. There are different founders when it comes to ESG. There are different founders when it comes to ESG. How are you positioning yourself? How are you positioning yourself when it comes to the founder language? There are founders that what they wanted to hear is your climate-related, activities. Some founder, what they needed for you is how are you reporting your social-related, how are you treating your staff? What's happening around your environment? Some are looking at what are your government structures? What are in place? We are all aware of what Tony is doing, right? Giving out grants. We have BOI, back on industry. Before you can have access to grant, before you can have access to funding, there are documentation that you need to provide. How are you speaking their language? We have a Bill and Melinda Foundation. When it comes to health-related funding, they are there, but there are languages that you need to speak when it comes to that. And the fourth one is talking about what? Building a strategic partner. You cannot do it alone. There is a saying that a tree cannot make a forest. Yes, you cannot do it alone. But how you are treating people will determine if they want to partner with you or not. So what are the advocacy we are saying? Advocate loudly for yourself and your work. You don't have to be intimidated. You might be saying what I'm doing is little, report it. Report it. I remember after the medical outreach, I posted the picture, on LinkedIn because I'm mostly on LinkedIn. Posted it on LinkedIn and Facebook. And somebody was just starting reach out. Oh, Belinda, I love what you are doing. Even if she didn't know that was the first time. But she reached out. I love what you are doing. Oh, I'm interested in doing this. Can you push me through how I can do this? Or how did you get started? The first project I did, it was self-funded, with family and friends, supporting in their own little way. I was able to report it, and somebody that wanted to do something similar, reach out. So if you are not reporting, nobody will know what you are doing. The global space is there, but you can only report this when you are, you're on social media. Everybody's on social media, but what we are doing it is what matters most. What are you doing with your social media? Are you the one that you are just liking? Okay, you like it, you like it, you like it, you like it. You see a post, you like it. But what about you? But you are doing a lot on the ground. You are doing so much on the ground, but nobody is seeing it. So even if it's not about perfection, it's about intention. It's about documentation and continuous improvement. Start where you are. That's what I have for you this afternoon. Start where you are. Use what you have. Use what you have. You don't have to get a big gadget, to record what you are doing at the moment. No. Start where you are. Even with Android phone, whatever phone you have, record what you have. Put it there. Start small. Start small. You don't need to go and hire a professional photographer to come and see what you are doing. Small phone and project what you have. Then genuine implementation creates structural opening for women. We have the upper hand. We have the upper hand. Go ahead. Other from that, they are raising advocates on that, on women equality, on women inclusion. So we have upper hand. But you can't be seen if you are not out there. The market is not responding, but we must position ourselves to receive it. I'm very sure some people were supposed to be on this platform today. Oh, because they felt, what they have to say is the same thing we will say. No, you don't know when the opportunity will show itself. Position yourself. Demand it. You want to go into partnership with somebody. Demand their ESG. Demand it. Request it. Hold them accountable. But another thing I have here is invest in the next woman. I'm begging us. Invest in the next person. Mentor them. Recommend them. If you have an opportunity, recommend people. Invest in others. Become a builder. Become a multiplier. You cannot do it alone. You can't. Imagine Ms. Blessing, the one reaching out to all speakers, reaching out to all women, posting on social media. Oh my God, she's going to get frustrated. So what? Become a multiplier. So I had to say, it is both a framework and invitation. An invitation to build things that will last. Invitation to build things that will last. My time is fast spent, so let me quickly go. So as I close, the framework exists. Today, the framework what? It exists and it is called what? ESG. Whatsoever field you find yourself, any space you find yourself, it could be in carbon credits, it could be in ESG as a service, it could be wherever framework you found yourself, wherever field you found yourself, you could be selling, selling akara. Yes. You might be selling akara. You might be a fashion designer. You might be a 9-to-5 person. Document your activities. Claim your authority. You have earned it through experience, through resilience, through commitment. I've been in the insurance space, like I mentioned, over 7-8 years. I got recommended to start lecturing in an institute, in a sales and customer service institute. It was somebody recommended. I wasn't there. I wasn't. The recommendation came even when I was not in the room. But I've been doing something at the background, posting everything that has to do with insurance, with ESG, what we are doing at the foundation. And somebody said, "Oh, I think she can take this when it comes to this particular topic." And since January, I've been lecturing with that institute. That's extra income beside what I'm doing. So claim it, give the authority. I can tell you, majority of us, we are shy when it comes to public speaking. Everybody, by the time you are taking the mic, your heart is beating. The thing is, you just have to put yourself there. The another point I have is what dealing with integrity. Let our yea be yea and let our nay be nay. Deal with integrity. Every decision, every relationship, every program, let it be something you can stand behind fully. I don't know if somebody can hear me loud and clear. Just type in the input chat, I can hear you loud and clear. Deal with integrity. Something you can do and stand behind that, oh, I did this. I did it. I'm behind it. So be with integrity. Let people know you for who you are. Let people know you for who you are. And the last one I have there is tell your story and tell it loudly. Tell your story and tell it loudly. Tell it clearly. And not only that, tell it often. It is not about going to the social media in January. The last post is in January. The last conversation is in February, and we're already in ending of June. Tell your story loudly. Tell your story clearly and tell it often. You are speaking for every woman that has not yet been found. You're speaking for every woman that has not yet found their voice, that has not yet found the platform, that the seat is not yet there. You're speaking on their behalf. So I tell you that the future we are building is sustainable, is equitable, and led by women like us. So it is not just possible, it is coming and it is here. It is what? It is coming and it is here. That future, it is here. So we need to take charge. We need to be there. So thank you. I think I spent 29 minutes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. I don't want to go behind time because I know we still have a questions and answers section.
Thank you
everyone.
very
Thank
much,
you.
Belinda. That was so spot on. I mean, yes, I'm using one of your 1 minute left. Thank you very much, Belinda, for that great speech, for that great knowledge sharing session. I mean, I also heard lots of things, and I think you mentioned my name. Guess what?
I did.
My middle name is Volunteer. Yeah.
Oh,
When it comes to
wow.
volunteering, just see me here. Yeah, I love to
Wow.
volunteer. And
That's
trust
good.
me,
That's good.
women, please, if you need to be seen, if you need to be heard, if you need people to see you, please, without money, without anything, just volunteer your time.
Yes.
Volunteering your time alone for activities that you know they will not pay you a dime for. Trust
Yes.
me, you are building yourself. You are building your career. You're building everything you would want to be in future. I mean, I also heard the part of have a good structure. You want to have an NGO, you want to have a business, have a good structure. Structure,
Yes.
you can bring in people, you can bring knowledgeable people, knowledgeable experts. I mean, like speakers that we have. I know most people, they do pro bono services. Why? Because they want to be seen. Why? Because they
Yeah.
want people to see them. They want people to know them. They want people to hear about them. So everything is about money. It's about services. Yeah. So please have a good structure when you want to start your own business or your own career. And I also heard the part that use your social handle wisely. Use it very well for people to see. Don't just go on TikTok and just say, oh, I want to learn about Alex, or I want to learn about Adiola. Let me just be liking. Put something on your social media that people will also like. Yeah. Trust me, for example, right now we're on YouTube. People are watching us live on YouTube. They are liking our posts. It's something every woman can do. And I would like to bring a word from what Sophia said earlier, that everyone can be a leader, and the space is too big. It's very, very big for everyone on this call to be in. So trust me, ladies and ladies, yes, there's no gentleman around us in our call or on our call, but I trust maybe our YouTube people, a man can join us, yes. So trust me, use your social media wisely to improve your presence. And Belinda also talked about positioning. Yes, there's need to position ourselves as a woman. Yes, the head is the head of the family, as everybody know. But the neck, trust me, if this neck is not there, the head cannot move anywhere. It is this neck that is directing, the path of the head. So trust me, be a good neck, position yourself very well. And please, women, let's invest in the next woman. Let's invest in the next woman. By so doing, you're also bringing a path for yourself. It's not something we can overemphasize by you investing in other women. Please, let's invest in other women, and let's recommend women. I'm sure we some persons recommended our speakers to us, and you see, you've learned so many things, from them. So I'm going to use this opportunity again to ask, if you have any question, please, you can use the chat box. If you have any comments, any contribution, please use the chat box. I see some persons are also joining us on the call. Yeah. Okay. Yes. So information reaching me is saying that we would like to say wonderful. Well, thank you to all our volunteers. I said earlier in the beginning of the session that we had events over the week, over the months. We had Pad a Girl or Pad a Girl Child. We had lots of events with I think it's what's that event now? So some of our volunteers went on our behalf, and we'd like to say thank you so, so much. We don't take your time for granted. We know that you spent your time. Most of the people left from their offices, for that event. We'd like to say thank you so much for collaborating with us, for being with us. So without wasting much of our time, I see that I don't have any question yet. But please, if you would like to ask a question, please use the chat box, or you can also raise your hand. There's time for us to ask questions. On this note, I would like to say thank you to our speakers that have shared their knowledge with us. And I know that the women on the call have also, penned down so many things they would like to start with. They would like to, initiate in their own space. Please allow me to ask questions around to all our women, not to our speakers now. Please, if you join our launch of GreenHerFuture in the month of May, please, I would like to ask, where is our seed of intent leaf or our seed of intent plant? How far is it growing? How far are you nurturing it? Please, if you still have it, know that we are building a sustainable future for all of us in GreenHerFuture. So please, if your cups are still with you, please, you can grab a loamy soil, you can grab a plant, and you can continue to plant a seed of intent. Trust me, we made a commitment that we'll be doing this every time. So just to remind you us again that you will need to plant your seed of intent, and please nurture it very well. And trust me, we will be calling everyone back very soon, because we have lots of events that we have, that's going to be unfold. Okay, so there's a question from our YouTube channel, and this question is coming from Chineye. Please, how can I prepare an ESG report for my small business? I think this question is going to Belinda, and Sophia, please, if you would like to answer that too, please, we would like to call on you. But Belinda, please, you can quickly help us with that. How can I prepare an ESG report for my small business? Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Thank you. I know that question will definitely come up. I know that question. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can hear you.
Now, so depending on what they are doing, right? So depending on what the person that has the question is doing. So we have different framework, we have different policy, and we have what we call GRR. So that's the global standard reporting. We have IFRS, that's the International Financial Reporting Standard, and we have it on standard S1 and S2. So depending on what they want to report. Now, based on the question, so the materials that they have, what do they have in place? What are they trying to report? So what are they trying? Are they trying to report on environmental? Are they trying to report on social? Or are they trying to report on governance? Now, for somebody that is just starting, there's no need of piling everything together, right? It will be cumbersome. Now, depending on what you want to report. So do you want to report on climate-related um, changes or social inclusive, how you have female in your board of directors, how you are treating your staff members? No, is it on governance, on the board diversity or anti-corruption? Now, so that I said, depending now for like what MTN did. Now they conducted a what's called a paper password what's called passport framework. Now, depending on what you are trying to report, so there are different frameworks you need to have in place. Based on strategy, how do you want to report your climate? Is it just like what Miss Sophia said? She was just like, oh, how come they are using firewood in this community? And they are like, oh, they don't have access to gas. Where they are going to get gas, it's far, right? So she took that up. So that can be a report based on your climate-related changes, what she's doing in her space. On social, what are you doing in your environment? What are you producing? What chemical are you releasing to the society? And how are you trying to mitigate it so that people don't get sick? So these are the things you need to have. So what exactly do you want to report? What are you doing at the moment? Right? So you need to identify what you are doing at the moment before you can say, oh, this is what I want to report. Now, on ESG, you might say, okay, I'm saving energy, right? So in my company, instead of us, we are using solar instead of using generator, right? For generator, we are going to buy fuel. We are going to release CO2 to the atmosphere. So instead of us releasing carbon dioxide to the atmosphere, okay, let's invest in solar so we can preserve the community. So we are not releasing CO2 into the atmosphere. So you can report based on that. The use of electricity, okay, you don't need to use water. Like you're going to the restroom, you're washing your hand, like you put your hand into something dirty. You don't need to waste water. So the process of, initially before when we started, we used to buy water, like we used to buy like 10,000 tubs of water per month. But now we're just buying 2,000 naira worth of water per month. That's also another way of reporting that, we have gone from 10,000 to 2,000. You understand? So depending on the goals, depending on what they actually want to report, is it on greenwashing or is it on data gap or what exactly is their target? So they need to know what they actually want to report rather before they can say, oh, I want to implement ESG. I don't know if that is clear.
Yeah, I think that's clear. I mean, so based on the particular report you want, that depends. So there's no generic reporting format, right? Is that in summary, right? So it
Yeah, in
depends on what
summary,
you want.
yeah, depending on what you want to report on, depending on
Yeah.
your field of work. So what exactly do you want to report on? So for Ms. Sophia, like she mentioned, she's in the climate change era. You understand? So although it's inclusive to social, because those women have access to good health because they are no longer using firewood. It's not affecting their eyes. It's not affecting their health. They are not inhaling, bad enzyme into their system. It's also social. So you have to identify exactly what you want to report on before you can know the ESG to implement. Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you very much. I'm sure that is very clear to the questionnaire. Thank you so much. Do we have any question before I make my announcements? They'll see. You would like these juicy announcements I'll be making very soon. Very juicy. Please just be attentive because we'll be rounding up very soon. We have 18 more minutes to the end of this session. Trust me, we said it's just going to be 3 to 5. And because we are time management people, we will not waste your time. So just to let you know that we'll be opening our membership application form very soon. It's going to be official. So our official membership application opens this Monday. Make sure to get yourself ready to register. Becoming an official member gives you first priority access to all our upcoming specialized trainings and events, just like what we have today. So if you'd like to be a member of GreenHerFuture, we'll officially open that membership application on Monday. So please, if you're on our platform, if you're not on our WhatsApp platform, please, I think a link will be shared for us to join. But if you're on the platform, please make yourself active on that platform and be at alert for you to receive more informed events. Our next month's webinar is logged already. So please ensure that you're going to be very active on our platform. As I said, we share our information on our platform, our channel. Please, the dates and the topic will be communicated to us very soon. So just be at alert for you to listen, for you to join our next webinar. And trust me, just like who we have already on the call today, you won't want to miss our next speakers. Yeah. So yes, so we promise that GreenHerFuture promise that we're here to learn. We are here to collaborate in lots of things. Our upcoming calendar events is also coming. If you're in Calabar, say yeah, yeah. So we'll be having our amazing events in Calabar. So if you're in Cross River State, congratulations that we'll be having our next event, in Calabar. And to all the Calabar women on our platform, we'll say congratulations. So the date is currently pending, and we will share to you. We'll share on our platform, we'll share on our community group, we'll share on our social media. Please, if you're not following us yet, please follow us on our LinkedIn. We have a LinkedIn page, we have an Instagram page, we also have a YouTube channel. Please follow us so that you can get all the upcoming events that's coming. And trust me, you will not want to miss it if you're in Calabar. And if you're on the call and you want to be in Calabar anytime soon, please just let us know. So maybe you can be part of our event for Calabar, for Cross River women or for Cross River State. Yeah, our sustainability tour is also ongoing for our ladies. We are planning a sustainability tour especially for our ladies. So guess the country will be going. So full details and dates will be communicated soon. Make sure you are following us, as I said, on our channels so you do not miss anything out. For those joining us on this webinar today, there will be certificates at the end of it, just to confirm that, or just to certify that you participated in this knowledge sharing, because it's a form of training. So we have our certificates available, and it's just a token fee. The fee is 5,000 Naira. If you're interested, I will be sharing, you can reach out to us on our WhatsApp channel, and I'll also be sharing our email address to you for you to confirm if you would like to have the certificate at the end of this training. And as I said, it's just a token of 5,000 Naira. So please reach out to us on our email address. I'll be sharing the email address with you now on the platform. Yeah. So our email address is on the platform. You can just reach out to us for your certificates if you are interested in our certificates at the end of this webinar. Please, if we send an email to you, please just reply directly to the sender. Don't reply to all, because most people's inboxes are already full. Trust me, Gmail has reduced the capacity already, and most people are not ready to start expanding their Gmail space. So please, if we send you an email address, please just reply to the sender alone. If we want you to reply to all, we will let you know. So thank you all today for joining us. I'll be calling on my beautiful host now for our closing remark. And as I said, also, we've learned so many things about sustainable to empower people, to empower women. We have lots of key reflections. We have lots of things we've learned so far. So please, let's put it into practice. They say practice makes perfection. Whatever we have learned today, let's put it into practice so they can be part of us. So on this note, I'll be calling on our wonderful host for a closing remark and to say bye-bye. Please, after our host, I would like us to switch on our camera if it's suitable for us to switch it on so that we can have our first group picture for our webinar, because this also will be going to our social medias. And we know that for you to be part of it, you're already giving your consent for us to share our group picture on our handles. So thank you very much. Over to you, my hosts.
Good evening, everyone. Sorry, I will take you back. There's a question pending for the guest speakers. Please, I will speak after that.
Okay. So yeah, there's another one from Sophia. Oh, yes. Felicia. Okay, so there's the question is going to Sophia. Yes. How can I use my impact to attract opportunities? Yes, that question goes to Sophia. Sophia, thank you. How can I use my impact to attract opportunities? Oh, you're muted. Your device is muted.
In terms of today's webinar, we've mentioned a lot of ways where you can to attract opportunities. First of all, make your work known. We've mentioned that several times. Make your work known and intentionally seek out opportunities to showcase the work that you do. Yes, you will come to the point who will be the one coming to you, but at that initial phase in the journey, you might be the one seeking them out. You will be the one seeking out opportunities to showcase the work that you do, the impact of what you do, and take advantage of the digital world that we live in right now. You know, post the work that you do, publish them. You can pay for guidance publishing or publishing on a website, such that the impact is always there online and can be referenced to at any point in time. And then you can even write a newsletter and send to have emails in your sector, relevant clip and key players in your sector. You can get this information from associations, from groups and all that. You can send a bulk email to all of them stating that, oh, this is what we have done for the past couple of years. If you want to further amplify impact, please contact us in this and we'll work with you to amplify the impact of what we are doing. So I believe that everyone, whether we know it or not, we're impacting people, positively or negatively. But to amplify the work that we're doing, to use the impact, the little impact that you have done to attract opportunities, then you will have to make known the work that you're doing. You know, people, I don't want to be like, but if you see what's in the social media space now, you see people pay blogs to pull someone down, pay blogs to tell lie about someone. That's in the negative aspect. But you can pay a blog to amplify the work that you do. You can pay a blog to tell the story about you. If you want to get popular in like 2 days or 3 days, just pay blogs. And they will show the work you do to those in their world. Pay 2, 3 blogs and you become so that, and when you become known, you are able to now amass opportunities to yourself. You're able to attract opportunities such that you are not the one sieving out what you want and what you don't. But at some point, you have to seek out intentionally what you want, the impact you want, the opportunities you want. You have to seek them out intentionally. So it depends on the opportunities you want. People will say, oh, and opportunities for financing. Then it is your work, your role to intentionally seek out financiers. Where do these financiers gather? Do they gather in conferences? Then go there. Did they gather somewhere? Go there. If some people say, oh, I'm not seeking financiers, I'm seeking maybe technology developers, where do they meet? Do they have LinkedIn groups? Do they have WhatsApp group? Do they have forums that they go to? Do they have seminars? Look for those things online. Just intentionally seek them out. Like the Bible says, what you seek, you shall find. So the more you seek them out, the more you find them. And at some point, they will not be the one coming to you. So it depends on the opportunity that she's actually asking. If she's more specific about the opportunity, then I'm more specific, with the answers I will give to her. But generally,
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Yes. So, I mean, pay blogs to amplify your job. Yeah. And visit conferences to see people to also showcase yourself. So there's another question here. Is there any school or institution one can enroll for certification on SDG and renewable energy? This is coming from a Danger Miriam.
there are lots of them out there. Use Google. There are lots of institutions, in fact, free. If you just type into Google, renewable energy training. In fact, by the time you put free renewable energy training, free courses, you see a list of them will come up. Use Google, whatever search engines you use, ChatGPT, Google, Claude, any of them. You can use them to search out these institutions. But in case you want free, yes, you can mention to the on the chat on the when you're typing in, you can say free, and then the free options will come out. So there are lots of them. A number of them are free universities offering courses that you can do. So please take advantage of them. They're all online.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Yes, so we can get free certificates. And if you really want to go into certification, trust me, you need to pay for that. Yeah, but go online, go on Gemini, go on ChatGPT. There are lots of AI search engines you can use. I'm sure there's another question, but I see Belinda's hand up. Yes, please, you can proceed.
Okay, thank you. So just to rephrase what Ms. Sophia just mentioned on the question on how to, how I can use my impact to attract opportunity. In the process of, getting the opportunity, how it's being structured is also very important, right? Because the way we structure things might not really actually work when it comes to founder like that. Like saying we empower 20 women, you just have to be specific on what you're actually doing. Not like I help rural schools to get solar, we've empowered, we power 12 schools, cutting down on fuel from 100% to 20%, 20%. So the way it's being structured is also important. That's what I just, so let me quickly chip that in. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And this really emphasize on how you set up your structure. Thank you very much. Please, if you're on the call, we have our handles already on the chat box. Please follow us on LinkedIn and on Instagram. We also have a LinkedIn page, as I said. For those that would like to apply for certificates, there's a link already. Okay, beautiful. Please just click on the link and fill the form. Then we'll reach out to you for mode of payment. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you for joining us today. Okay. Yes. I'm sure they enjoyed the session. I mean, we all know, we can all see that. Yes. So on this note, I will be calling on our hosts. We have 5 minutes to the end of our session. So thank you very much. Hosts, you may have the mic now.
Good evening, everyone, once again. As we come to the close of this remarkable webinar, I would like to express my heartfelt appreciation to everyone who made today a resounding success. On behalf of the GreenHerFuture Sustainability Network, I want to say a very big thank you to our guest speakers, Sophia and Belinda. Thank you for generously sharing your expertise experience with us and your invaluable insights. Your thought-provoking presentation has challenged us to think in different ways We're going to assure you right now that we'll embrace innovation and recognize the vital role women play in advancing sustainability through ESG. So our moderator, the brilliant Adeola, thank you for steering today's conversation with such professionalism, poise, and excellence. Your guidance made this section both engaging and impactful. To every participant who joined from different locations, thank you for investing your time. For contributing thoughtfully in the chat box and asking questions made this very, very interactive. Your presence are what makes the GreenHerFuture community truly special. We do not take it for granted. Before we officially conclude, I want to say that please, all that you've learned from today's section, do not throw it away. Learning, no the end. We say thank you and we love you. We also want you to invite your friends to join our community because we have a lot in stock for the year. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Yeah, there's a question on the chat board that you said that can somebody not in Calabar join our event? Yes, 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 yes. If you're not in Cross River State and you'd like to join the event, you're welcome. We will put it on our platform. So on this note, please, can you quickly switch on your cameras? We'd like to have our group pictures. I'd like to see the beautiful faces on the call. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If it's convenient for you, though, I mean, it's not compulsory, but we like to have our group picture. Yes, yes, yes. Where are the beautiful women on the call? Okay, just give me a sec. Now, I will be doing this with all of us. Just give me a sec. Okay. To just hold on now. So I will do this. Just give me a sec. Yes, we have this people. Yeah. Our beautiful people they don't want to open on their cameras, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's just a way to also have our attendance clicked in. So thank you very much, everyone. We say thank you and we look forward to seeing you in our next webinar next month. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.